to show.
Taro Tassadar, student. A Protoss warrior understands the strengths of their own forces and the weaknesses of the enemy.
Right, this is another Starcraft tutorial on Challenge 2, where you have your Protoss units and you're going to defend against lots of Terran units in waves. At the top we have Hellions, in the top right we have Marines, and to the very right we have Marauders. And first of all we're going to send our Stalkers up to the top where the Hellions are, and we're going to put them as far forward as possible. And if you notice, they've got the blink technique ability where they can just teleport wherever they want. And you can send them on top of the cliff as well if you have them there, if you really need to. Next, going to send 3 Colossi to the top right, to the Marines, and we're going to send the other 2 Colossi to the bottom, next to the Marauders. You want the Sentry to go up to the Marines as well, and the Zealots to go to the bottom. Basically, with the Marauders, the Colossi are going to do just splash damage on the Marauders, and the Zealots are going to rush in and attack them all at once. And then with the Marines, you're going to have the Sentry set up force fields at the gate, and then the Colossi are going to do splash damage on the Marines so that they can't shoot them. So off we go. You want to send in your Stalkers straight away to attack the Hellions. And all you want to keep an eye on is the bottom, where all the health bars are. And as soon as you see one of the Stalkers go down to yellow or orange, just send them back like I have. Or blink them back actually. And keep doing this. You don't have to do a lot of microing. Shouldn't lose any units there. 0 units lost. So here you want to press F and set up 3 or 4 force fields so that Marines can't get through. And make sure you cross over this. You just want to keep your Sentry out of the way as well, because you easily die if you ever use it to contact with Marines. And again, just keep your eye on the bottom and send any Colossi back that are getting attacked. So once again, 0 units lost. And finally here we have the Zealots and Colossi. You just want to press E and send your Zealots into battle with the Marauders. Your Colossi will just do lots of damage on the Marauders as the Zealots are attacking. I did lose 2 units there, but that's not too bad. So that's round 1 completed. On to round 2.
Awaiting the call.
Right, so this time we have carriers. In the top we have Thors. At the right we have the siege tanks, and at the bottom we have the battle cruisers. So you want to send your carriers to the Thors, and even though the Thors have got anti-air sort of splash damage, the carriers are still very effective against them, and because they're big units they won't get attacked very much. Send your Void Rays over to the bottom next to the battle cruisers, and the High Templar as well. And finally send those to the siege tanks, your immortals to the siege tanks.
Let us proceed. We are ready.
Just make sure all your battle cruisers, your carriers are in line. Your immortals just ahead of the pylon, and try to get them in a line, like in a sort of ring shape, so they can all attack the siege tanks at once. So just try and set them as best you can. And finally, you just want to make sure that your Void Rays are there. So to start off with, select all your carriers and hold down to shift and make sure you attack all the Thors. Try not to click on the ground like I did there, that was a big mistake, and you'll see why in a minute. And again, just look at the bottom, look at the health bars, and as soon as they turn yellow or orange, just start to send them back, just to avoid being hit anymore. So the carriers will do quite a lot of damage to the Thors. Just keep sending your carriers back once they've been hurt. And you can see here, they went over to the ground that I accidentally clicked on, and they lost a lot of health because of that. But fortunately, I do manage to not lose any units on that round. So there we are. Okay, the Immortals. You just want to wait for the siege tanks to approach them, and then hold down shift again and just attack a few select siege tanks. Micro back any Immortals that you need to that are low on health. They should get on okay. Unfortunately, this Immortal's going back into the fight, and we did lose one, but it's not too much, it's still fine. Okay, what you want to do over here is select your High Templar, and if you press T and then select ground where the battle cruisers are heading to, it'll do quite a lot of damage to them. And I think you can do that twice. You know what I mean? Just get your Void Rays attacking, select battle cruisers, hold shift down again and attack each one. I did lose one or two Void Rays there. Try and micro a bit better than I am. Again, not too many units lost, it's still okay. And yeah, so 3 units lost on that second round. We're still on target for the gold. So, finally, round 3. At the top we have some battle cruisers and Vikings. In the top right we have lots of Reapers and lots of Hellions. And to the right we have Marauders and Siege Tanks. So you want to send 2 Phoenixes to the top right, and the other 2 to the bottom. And then send all your Colossi, all your Zealots to the bottom right. You want to send all your Archons to the top where the battle cruisers are. Your sentry needs to go up to the Reapers and Hellions, along with the Immortals.
Shall be a reckoning. We are focused. In eulogy,
The High Templar will go up to the top with the battle cruisers and Vikings.
you require my
You
skills.
want to send the Colossi up to the Hellions and Reapers, and finally your Stalkers. You're going to have 4 go up to the top
For the reckoning,
with the battle cruisers and Vikings, and you want to send the other 4
state thy bidding.
down to the bottom.
The skies await.
So here I'm just sending the Phoenixes to the side, and the only reason they're there is to pick up any units with their gravity ability, just so that they sort of lessen the attack fire on the Immortals.
I am the voice.
So just set up your Stalkers and the Immortals. You don't really need the Zealots, I didn't use them at all, so you can just sort of have them at the back as an emergency. Line up your Archons as far as you can up.
We seek enlightenment.
Make sure your Stalkers are back. You can always use Blink on them, and your High Templar is going to go to the side, so you can micro him. Finally, line up the Colossi, sort of halfway between the pylon and the gate. Send the Phoenixes as far up as you can to do the same job using the gravity, and make sure your sentry's there as well. So first of all, you want to select your High Templar and press T and do splash damage on all of those air units. You can do that twice. Again, if any of your stalkers are being attacked, just link them back and send your other ones in. Didn't lose any units there. Going to create a force field with your sentries at first. And send your Colossi in to attack these elevators. Again, with the Phoenixes, if you're having a bit of trouble, you do need to do the gravity ball thing. But no trouble there really. Just finish off that Hellion. And finally, you just want to set your Immortals and Stalkers to attack. I mean, to start off with, you might want to keep your Stalkers back and just let the Immortals do well, as the Stalkers will easily die with the siege tanks. As you can see, one of our Stalkers did go. So not too much trouble there. 3 units lost that round. 8 losses overall, which is a gold achievement. Hope you've enjoyed watching. This has been a Starcraft tutorial on Challenge 2. Thanks for watching.